New wireless headphones from Sennheiser? Let's check them out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the Sennheiser Momentum 4 wireless headphones. Now, I've had the Momentum 3 for years, and they are my go-to headphones. Really like them. They're a great combination of really great sound and solid ANC and a lot of comfort. So what they did is they upgraded everything for the Momentum 4. Now, it didn't all end up being better, but we'll come back to that in a little bit. Let me start by showing you that they are comfortable, flexible, they have very convenient R and L in the ears, so you know which way to put them on. They're really comfortable to wear. They have ridiculous battery life, 60 hours on a charge, and give it a 5-minute charge and you got 4 more hours of listening with ANC. That's pretty sweet. Now, they're powered by 42 millimeter drivers that give you 6 to 22,000 hertz frequency response, better than my hearing, frankly, and 106 decibels SPL, so I mean, really, really nice specs, and the sound is that signature Sennheiser sound. I'll get back to that in a minute too. Bluetooth 5.2, so it's the very latest generation of wireless tech, so it has minimal latency. These work perfectly fine for things like watching videos or streaming Netflix or something. aptX adaptive, and AAC, so they're going to have the best possible connection with the greatest possible sound for your Android or iPhone or Mac or PC or whatever source device you're using. And the ANC itself has a 4-mic pickup, same thing they use for the voice, and that gives it better ANC. This is a definite step up from the ANC on the Momentum 3. Is it the very best ANC in the market? Maybe not, but it's very effective. I tend to be in fairly noisy environments, and often the way I can tell how the ANC is working is that I'll have them on for some period of time, be listening to some very chill music and working, and then when I take them off, it's like this assault. All of a sudden, there's so much environmental noise, and that's how I know that ANC has been cutting all of that out. Very nice. Now, the ear cups have touch controls, and this is something that I'm not such a fan of. So I've left the control sticker on here. You can see it in the close-up, but this basically gives you a lot of control. But of course, if you have these on and for some reason you touch it anywhere, then what tends to happen is you've just made a change, and I would be listening with these, and then I'd go to adjust it or something, and then I'd hear this ding, and I'd be like, what did I just do? What change? What setting did I change? I have no idea. So I'm not a huge fan of the touch controls that way. I kind of prefer having actual buttons, but really the button on here is the biggest problem. So as you can see in this close-up, there's just a single button on the right-hand side, and it does a lot of different things. With a single push, it will get you your voice assistant. With a long push, it gets you into Bluetooth pairing. With a medium push, it turns it on or off. But without any voice feedback, I found that I quite frequently thought I had turned it off, but then when I next pulled it out of my computer bag, it was already on. And it was just like, what? That's strange. So maybe that's user error. Maybe over time I would get the hang of it and I'd know that push this, and then as soon as you hear that sound, let go. But I really wish there was some sort of feedback, or there was a separate control that was just an on-off switch. That was something where you just know, I've turned this off and now I'm preserving battery life. Now, 60 hours is a lot of battery life, but I don't want to think about it. I want to just have it turn off. So that might just be me, but let's see. USB-C charging. In fact, let's open the box and see what's inside, because it comes with a bunch of cool stuff. Assuming I can open the box. One of those untold things about unboxings is you have to be able to open the box. Inspired by music, very nice. And then it has a nice hard case. Not a big fan of these huge hard cases, but this one is pretty good. And let's see, we have how to unpack it and get started. We have a very large compliance information. Then we have all these cables are sort of stuck under little bands, which is nice. So this is charging. So that's USB-C, USB-A, that's the charging cable. And then it also includes this sort of 2.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter cable. So this is a very typical thing for Sennheiser, is to have that smaller jack, but this does give you the option of having it in wired mode. And it also includes, let me just pull this out, an airplane adapter, though most airplanes seem to be moving to that 3.5 millimeter jack, which would then make this more useful. So that's the case. It is that sort of trademark gray that's the same color as the top headband. So they did a nice job with that. That's your unboxing, as it were. Just get the box back on and around here. And so then we come back to the headphones. And what I want to do is I want to show you a couple of things. So first off, let me get them turned on. And to do that, I just push and hold the button for a couple of seconds. And then the light flashed for just a second or two, but I think that's enough to get these paired. I will go into Bluetooth and double check. They are connected, so that's good. So now, first thing I want to show you is I want to show you the app. So I have to find the app on my phone. I don't know if you're like me. I have more and more and more apps on my phone, which is sort of exciting. Okay, so here's the Sennheiser app, and you can see it's connecting to the Momentum 4 headphones. And as soon as it's connected, I will be able to do some controls. Here we go. So I can tap on it. And now you can see that I'm at 70% battery and that I have this connection management. So it's telling me that I'm connected to my phone, the iPhone 13 Pro. And then if we go to equalizer, I can do a custom preset, or there are also sort of predefined settings. So we can just do pop, for example, and then I'll go back. And now I have it set for that, but I can also do sound check. And I'm not going to do that right now, but sound check's pretty slick, because what it basically does is it gives you a bit of a hearing test, and then it adjusts the frequencies to compensate for where you have maybe less fidelity in your hearing. And if you're 20 years old, probably not a big deal, but if you're a little bit more mature or you've gone to a lot of rock concerts, then you're probably losing hearing at some point on the spectrum, and this helps compensate for that. Then they have sound zones, and they have the ANC, which you can turn on adaptive or leave the adaptive off. That's fine. And side tone's really interesting. So if you go to make a phone call or something, then it will actually adjust how much of that feedback gets to the earpiece so that it actually sounds more natural. So those are all the key settings. There's more here, but that's what I wanted to show you. And now what I want to do is I want to go into voice recording. Let's see. There we go. And let me give you a demo. So now I have these on, and what you're hearing now is you're hearing the audio from the headphones being recorded on my phone. So this is essentially what someone would hear if you were on a phone call with the headphones. And I will say that the feedback mechanism with that sort of middle adjustment is much less disconcerting than most of the times that I'm talking while I have headphones on. So there's getting some data back, which is really nice. So that's my audio demo. Let me just turn that off. And so really that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how the app works, and I wanted to give you that audio demo. And then let's talk about the sound. So I went back and I listened to some really early Supertramp, and it's really fun. They're such a lively band, so many innovations that they did with their music. But the sound here, fantastic. Sennheiser, I really like their sound. I really like that they have this warm, bright, sort of highs, and there's a lot of bass. This has a solid bass response, particularly given that these are sort of like acoustic sort of audiophile headphones. So a lot of times they sort of dampen down the bass a little bit, and you have to go and tweak it, which you can do. But even without any of that, I just found that the whole spectrum all the way along was just sounding really good. It was just like a really lively sort of reproduction with a big soundstage. Very, very enjoyable. And because they are so comfortable, it's very easy to just wear these and listen through multiple CDs just for for hours to listen to whatever it is you prefer. If you're on Spotify, if you have Pandora, Tidal, whatever it is, it's super easy and comfortable to work with these, and they just sound great. So that's sort of where I am with the Momentum 4, is I love the sound reproduction. I'm a big fan of the company. I just in particular find that turning on and off the power and that one multifunction button, by them trying to get rid of all the buttons and controls and making it all the touch panel, it's not exactly easy to work with in my experience. So I kind of wish that they had a little bit more switches and a little bit less on that sort of cup touch control. But again, over time, I think you would get more and more used to it, and I'm sure I would. If you come back to me in 6 months and ask me how it's going, I'd be like, oh yeah, I got these wired. These are fantastic. So that's really everything. And so much about headphones is comfort and sound reproduction, and these do a great job with both. Really lots to like here. So these are the Sennheiser Momentum 4 wireless. But before I tell you the price, I'm going to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know about my new videos, and we're connected. Fantastic. Cool. Like I said, these are the Sennheiser Momentum 4 wireless headphones. They are $349.95 at Amazon.com. And don't forget, this sticker comes off, so they then become just these very generic headphones. No one will know about what brand you're using and how amazing that sound is. So lots to like here. I'm going back to Supertramp, so I'll catch you in my next video.